we engaged. He hit me. I dropped. I go like.
He hit you 3 times, didn't he?
Well, the 2 were just graze wounds. Yeah, hit me. He got me a graze wound on the abdomen, one on the thumb, and the one that hit the arm that went in my lower forearm. Bounced.
Can you see Will's arm?
It bounced off my elbow and ended up in my bicep. And if you could have seen the X-ray of my elbow, it looked like a firework went off inside of it because it was just
shattered.
All right, welcome back to whoever's listening to this shit show. This goddamn disaster. We had a good email. If it's not in this video, go back and check it out. It was funny. All right, so we got a Facebook message from a listener who let me have it. He said we took last time you were in here, you had a story to tell, and we kept talking over you. So we're gonna let you tell your story. All right, so go back to not so much.
Tell your story,
exactly
brother.
What happened, but what went through your mind when it was happening, and then afterwards your recovery. If you changed anything, now maybe carrying a different gun or anything.
all right.
Not looking at your phone when you're in public, anything like that.
Well,
You got the floor.
Okay.
So, by the way, if you didn't see the last one, Will got shot in an incident here not long ago. And he's fucking awesome. He's
Just
recovering.
why he looks like Bionic Man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's why he looks like 1/4 of Iron Man.
Yeah, well, that day was pretty much a normal day. We're pretty much almost through the day. And, guy comes in with his brother and with his brother's kid to buy ammo. And so they're finishing up. Notice the guy's got a gun in his waistband with an extended mag. My buddy Noah asks, hey, excuse me, sir, can we check your gun just to make sure it's clear? He goes, why do you have to check my gun? He says, well, we don't really have to check it. If you don't want us to, could you just please put it back in the car? So the guy proceeds to walk to the door, pulls the gun out of his waistband, fires a shot across Airline Highway toward the park, and then turns into the store as one of our customers was trying to leave, shot her, then engaged us in gunfire. And at that point in time, I'd never seen evil in such a way in my life. And, people say, well, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind? The only thing that was going through my mind was stopping the threat. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing that was going through my mind.
So you get down to that lizard level of your brain, though, right? Like I listened to this guy, Steve Rennell. He was attacked by a grizzly bear, and he said I wasn't even there to begin with, and I don't remember it. I went into this weird state, and it was like I wasn't even there.
Well, I guess some people can do that, and what I've learned, about working part-time with the sheriff's department and stuff, certain senses get heightened. Like my friend Blaine, when he was in the shootout, his sense of smell got heightened, and one of the things he could do, he could smell the iron in the guy's blood. He could actually smell it. And for me, we always talk about running suppressors and stuff like that. Well, when we were engaging this guy, because I can honestly say I did not hear any of the gunshots, but I did hear.
I said the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I did hear the glass breaking. I didn't hear any of the gunshots.
What do you think that's about?
It's just weird what
your body
different
layers. And you only heard certain layers.
Yeah, and my ears weren't ringing or anything like that. And then as I was engaging him, figured I got like 3 or 4 hits on him, and then I felt like a sledgehammer hit my arm, and that really didn't register. And
Could you see him shooting at you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I could definitely see him shooting at me because I was definitely shooting at him. So
Yeah.
I could definitely see it, and I could just see it in his eyes. And we engaged. He hit me. I dropped. I go like.
He hit you 3 times, didn't he?
Well, the 2 were just graze wounds. Yeah, hit me. He got me a graze wound on the abdomen, one on the thumb, and the one that hit the arm that went in my lower forearm, bounced.
Can you see Will's arm?
It bounced off my elbow and ended up in my bicep. And if you could have seen the X-ray of my elbow, it looked like a firework went off inside of it because it was just
shattered.
Yeah, and after that I dropped down. I said, "Oh, I got to make sure and stand the fight." So I just grabbed my gun with my other hand.
Because you're left-handed.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, and made sure I can shoot my right. So I said, "If he's gonna, I'm ready." And it's weird because I didn't hear him come back in the store because I was waiting for him, but I didn't hear him. And the only thing I remember hearing is when they engaged him outside. And I remember Aiden goes, "I'm hit." And then I think it was either Frank or Dave or Go Body's threat is down. And I was like, hallelujah. That's what I remember. People say, well, how do you feel? People say, well, how do you feel about it? I said, I don't feel, this might not be the nicest thing to say, but I'm just going to say it. My only thing in my mind was stopping the threat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought about him once. I only thought about stopping him. And when he was down, I wanted him to be down.
Well, the thing about that, I remember telling Dave, because Dave was very upset about it first. I said, that was demonic.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
wasn't a person. That was a spiritual thing. That was very demonic. That was not human, what was coming after y'all. It was not.
I totally agree. I don't even look at it as him being human.
No.
And, as far as recovery and stuff like it, luckily,
were you the first person he shot at? I mean, I shouldn't say that. The first person that worked here that he shot at?
Maybe I was, because when I saw him shoot Veronica, it was on, because I was only from here to Ginger with him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It was close. I know JP and those guys shot at him, and, I know Noah was attempting to shoot at him, but I know for sure myself and JP definitely shot the guy. And,
I didn't know you were that close to him.
Oh, and the thing is, that sucker would not go down. Mm-hmm. He just wouldn't go down. And that's the thing that was just...
What were you carrying?
I was carrying my Glock 43X.
Mm-hmm.
It's 9mm, and JP had his 45.
Yeah.
And
you still carry the same gun?
I still have my gun, yeah. As a matter of fact, I just ordered...
Did it make you change what you felt like you needed to carry after that? Like maybe something bigger?
Because that was
more
the
capacity?
only thing I've been thinking about, man, is that...
Well,
what's
usually,
enough now?
Here's the thing, and that I felt I was not guilty of, but I feel I kind of just took for granted, because you guys know, we all, usually when we come to work, we usually have our sidearm, and I usually have one of my AKs or one of my ARs, and I that day I just didn't. I go like, oh, I'm not gonna need it, and you go like, who's gonna be stupid enough?
Yeah, there was a lot of that day.
Yeah, who's gonna be
a bunch of weird
enough?
things.
Yeah, who's gonna be stupid enough to start a gunfight in a gun store? Because unless they want to die that day. And evidently, that's what he was looking to do. Because I feel that in my heart of hearts, he was just looking to go out in a blaze of glory.
I think once the interaction with Miss Bill Yacht happened, I think he realized, I'm going all in now. I'm either gonna die or go to prison, so I'm just gonna go all in. That's how I feel.
I think he was, from what I saw, being
I think that
there
was
in
like
his
the
face,
worst part. I mean,
he was all in before that, because I don't know if he thought Veronica was trying to rush him or something like that. But remember, her being in here as a customer, gunshots go off. she had tunnel vision for that door.
Yeah, I think she just
heading
wanted to
for
get
the-
out.
She was just heading for the door.
Yeah.
And when he did that, it's like, I mean, it was on for me. I go like, he's done. That's where it was in my mind.
Yeah.
We gotta stop this threat.
Right.
And like I said, I knew he had the 33 round mag, and that was going like, man, we just need to hold him off or finish him off, and because if not, he's gonna finish us off.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean that was our disadvantage, is not knowing what he
What
had
was happening?
or
Yeah.
what happened downstairs to you guys. Our thought was we can't let this guy continue, or
Yeah,
whomever.
all we knew is it wasn't in the range, and we knew that something had
Yeah.
to happen. You know, we had to react.
And the thing is, he was actually looking for more people to
Absolutely.
kill.
Absolutely. He was
'Cause when-
hunting.
Yeah, because when he and Aiden engaged each other, Aiden put him on his butt and he was right back up. That's how Aiden got hit in the leg. This
Yeah.
guy, he was determined not to go down.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody take that many hits and not stay down.
It was pretty crazy, huh?
Oh, it was totally crazy. It was almost like something, like out of a movie.
So you still think 9mm what you're gonna carry?
Yeah, I'm still going to carry a 9, but I'm also going to make sure I, have something that has, enough capacity, because I think, if anything, that they, not necessarily a 9 couldn't do the job, because it's proven most of the stuff that goes on right now is with 9mm. And so I don't have any knocks on that, because you get into this thing 9, 40, 45. Well, JP hit him with 45, and that. So why wouldn't I say a 9 couldn't do it? If the 45 didn't lay him on his back and keep him there.
Yeah, there was so many factors in for that day with him that
Exactly.
we all know now, but we can't really talk about.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
A lot of people don't understand, but we're not here to make them understand.
That's true. And so the
So
biggest.
if people are just listening, you are an African American guy. He was. Did you were you watching the news at all?
Oh, dude, Lepinto,
Well, he's awesome, but I mean,
Yeah.
God,
No,
he's
no.
awesome.
the news as it is.
Oh,
the liberal
that's what
news.
that's what I'm getting ready to tell
Right.
you. When Lepinto and I had a long conversation, he was going on his way here, dude. He said all over the world when this first happened, there was people commenting 820,000 comments, right? Trying to make it into something that wasn't. And then when the truth came out, crickets. Like
Oh, yeah.
80 comments. 80.
Exactly.
And so
Does
when
that
I heard,
scare you, being an African American guy?
no, it doesn't scare me
It
because
scares me, man. I don't understand the rift. I don't
well, the
get
thing
it.
is, it doesn't scare me because I live by the
Well, not
truth.
being an African
No,
American
I know
guy,
what
but
you're
does it
saying.
just scare you at all? Because it scares the shit out of me, man.
No, because
It seems like everybody fucking hates everybody now.
no, and the thing is,
And it only happened like
that's because we're being played
Couple
like
years ago.
we're being played like pawns by politicians. A lot of it, a lot of this stuff that they talk about. These lives matter, that lives matter, but what about the other ones that they don't say? So, like all the ones in New Orleans and stuff, you never hear anything about those. So I guess those don't matter. But only the ones that are killed by certain people, I guess, matter. They, if you want to throw law enforcement under the bus,
I hate
I
the
guess
labels. God, I
you can
hate the
throw
labels.
them under the bus. So
what you think the deal with that is?
well, here's my biggest thing is, like I told
You know
somebody,
that not to cut you off. You know that since the Chauvin, we're filming this on Tuesday. What's the 26th? 27th. 7th. Tuesday, April 27th. So the Derek Chauvin trial ended 2 days ago, and there's still. I mean, the news is just people saying that it's not justice because
well, they're still trying to fuel all of this, and they're really going to think it's not justice because
police are still.
I think
out
this
there or
through
something.
I think this through appeal, this Chauvin trial. I'm not saying it is, but I don't think it's going to stay like it is. I don't think that sentence is going to hold up. I think some things are going to change, and I'm just saying because
I think a lot of those people were just terrified that if they didn't convict him, that city was going to burn.
Now, would he?
Well, and that shouldn't be a reason,
right?
Exactly. That's
the
not
next
supposed
point.
to be.
Yeah, and
That's
what he
not
did,
good,
and what he did, kneeling on a guy's neck. No, they don't teach us to kneel on a guy's neck for 9 minutes.
right?
But in a lot of these circumstances, a lot of these situations could have totally 100% been avoided. People said, well, let's oversimplifying it. Well, okay, if you don't get into altercations with police, if they want to arrest you, let them arrest you. Go to jail. Make your call.
Then
you're not
sue 'em.
innocent, and you're gonna be, and it's over with. You handle it there. And then if you've been unfairly or unlawfully arrested, sue them.
Right.
Sue them. But you're alive. You're not dead. If you put it this way, being law, when, as a matter of fact, now things for us have gotten to the point when we do traffic stops, we no longer let people stay in their cars. We pull up behind their cars. Actually, we treat a lot of our stops now as felony stops. Because we just don't know.
That's such a terrible position to be in, man.
And then
I don't even know how y'all do it.
That means you
now.
take.
I know how y'all did it 10 years ago.
That means you take 3 police units.
Right now,
One behind the car, 2 flanking, and you talk to the
because
person.
nobody has y'all's back either. So even if you do something like the guy
That's why they're all
the guy that
resigning.
shot that,
Some of them
right?
are resigning.
Well, no, that
fucking terrifies me too.
I know.
That was 100%.
Nobody's gonna want to be a
justified.
cop when that guy shot that
100%
woman, which is terrible.
justified.
Nobody wants to kill anybody, but you shot
Exactly.
that woman who was gonna stab another
And
woman.
she was going to stab her in the head or the
and
neck.
the way she was coming, she was gonna hit her on the chest with
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking head.
yeah,
She's
she
coming
was
to kill her.
Well, they
And now
don't talk
he's
about,
getting-
but you don't see what happened right before that, right? You don't see when they tackled that girl, the guy who was making all the riff. Did you see him kick that girl that was down? He kicked her in the head.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because the first girl that ran and fell down, because they show whatever her name is, but that guy kicks that girl in the head.
Fuck, dude.
And so, what it is today, people don't respect people. People look at certain people and say, well, I want what you got, but I don't want to go earn it. I just want to come and take yours.
Yeah.
But in a minute, I think that might happen.
Well,
It's not getting better.
no, it's
And the
unfortunately,
news,
it's
man,
not.
I think the news
the
should
news,
be
the news,
arrested.
the media makes it.
They're doing such a disservice to the country.
But and they got that 24-hour, news.
Yeah, but I mean,
gotta
they can just
generate something.
There's 350 million people in the country. They can continually hit you with that shit.
Oh,
and
I
make
know.
you think
But
that
that's
the
what I'm
whole
saying.
country's racist.
But-
They can
Exactly.
they can amplify any situation because they want the views. They want
Well,
people
think
to
about
come
it.
watch their show.
Think about it. News is not news. It's not, and what I mean by it's not news, it's nothing good, very seldom. The only thing you see, that's why I don't watch the news, because it's all
Negative.
exactly.
Because that's what
who-
sells.
And if you look at, you look at the city of New Orleans, she wants to
Gingers
create
and dressing.
she wants to create an office of
Stay tuned.
an office of gun violence.
I don't
The thing
remember.
about it is, let your cops do their job. In New Orleans, police can't do their job. That's why they're all leaving. You got,
No, because they're just getting more and more restricted.
yeah, you put it. New Orleans East is like the OK Corral.
Well, I mean, even after the thousands of officers, tens of thousands that are in the United States, okay, 2 bad cops in the whole country over a year period, every cop is bad.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's the one they're going to amplify.
So
and
so
that's just
defend every
and-
one
and-
of them,
and that's
Defund
just
them all.
regular police officers. That's not every other. I mean, we have levee board, we have
Absolutely.
all these individual branches of the police department
Absolutely.
that are everywhere, and it's mostly just patrol cops that end up catching the rap.
Yeah,
Man, I don't
absolutely.
remember any of it. I mean, I'm a little younger, but I don't remember any time, in the last 30 years where everybody just seemed like everybody hated everybody.
Well, you know what I was
It's
thinking the other
crazy.
day.
I mean, I remember
is-
I played at a local playground, and it
Absolutely.
was awesome because we lived right in the middle of I mean, it was kind of a divide on lower income housing, but all the kids went to the same parks. We had black and Asian and white kids, and we all hung out and swam together. It was fucking cool. We would beat up each other and hang out with each other and go to parties together. Exactly. And nobody ever, hated anybody because they were white or black or anything. But now, man, it seems like the country's splitting in a way that it's not going to...
And it's all...
I don't know how it's going to end.
It's all politics,
I don't think it's not going to end well.
Well,
because the news keeps feeding it. Well, one thing. Derek Chauvin gets sentenced, and it's still bad. This is, instead of saying the system works, there's always bad people.
Well, because it's guilty till proven innocent now, where before it was innocent.
But instead of saying, look, this was a terrible thing, the system still works. Let's have faith in the system. Let's rejoin. The system still doesn't work because it happened in the first place, and we got to still tear down the system. And I don't see where it ends. I guess
I tell you, it ends at my, lawn, my property, my front door.
You think it'll come there though?
If it does, it's going to be bad for them. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's going to be bad for everybody, brother. I don't want that fucking... I don't
want to see that, but here's it looks like they're trying to... Literally, it looks like they're trying to push us into another civil war. And
why do you think they're doing that?
I have no idea.
That's the last part that I can't figure out.
I can't either.
It sounds like it's just like they want to burn down the country and try and start over. And like I said, that wouldn't end well for anybody, because then you have all the players outside who want a piece of the action. And the thing is, then you end up not being able to have great hospitals or great doctors like that took care of me. Because the doctor that took care of me, he's Indian, and the guy is awesome, man. 2 surgeries later, about 25 hours or so. And, I wouldn't have had anybody other than him. And these people, they're trying to divide people, but here's a guy who spends basically his life living at that hospital. He's a neurosurgeon who does he spends all of his time repairing basically the damage that's been done in the city.
Yeah.
And how much appreciation you think he gets for it?
When I was a kid, my mom always told us, if you ever have a problem, run to a police officer.
Yeah.
Tell them you're in trouble. Tell them something's wrong. I don't think people tell that to their kids today.
I tell it to
people
mine.
Vilify the police way too much.
I tell it to mine.
Like them,
dude, they're going to start bailing out of the police academies.
They're doing it already.
Well, but that's because they're just the police themselves are handcuffed. They're restricted themselves.
Yeah, they're very disrespected.
Yeah.
See, the only place you can still do your job are places like where I'm at, because it's a sheriff's department. You got like Jefferson, they can still do their jobs. They're trying to put the screws, tighten them up here. St. John, St. Charles, St. James, Lafourche, Terrebonne, all of those places, they're sheriff's departments, so they don't have a city council necessarily breathing down their neck saying you got to do this, you got to do that. And the thing is, people still know it's funny because you want to defund the police, but as soon as something happens,
that's who you're calling.
Call the police.
Yeah.
And then when the police don't show up, then you get upset. Well, you told me you didn't want me to show up.
Man, that what was it called? Chaz, that city that they.
That's still going on.
That's exactly what'll happen.
That's still going on.
And the best part of it is that they put up borders. They kicked everybody they didn't like out. They started their own guards force.
Yeah.
And they beat the piss out of everybody.
And it's the shit that they didn't want in the first place. They did all the same shit.
Yeah, and
so if you want to see where this goes, man, if you don't trust us, that's exactly where it goes. And then you get a dictator, what was a drug dealer or something that was running that little...
It was a rapper.
Yeah, something with running around with rifles, beating the shit out of anybody that was recording them, killing people.
And that's where it goes. It's almost...
There's no other way. If you want a community to get better...
Well, but when you have professional athletes
Man,
that these
LeBron
people
James,
look up
man.
Yeah,
to.
that idiot.
Fuck, dude.
And
I
they are
really
telling
liked him,
people
too.
that we're being
That's not
that
cool, brother.
No,
that
it's
they're
not cool.
that
LeBron, The Rock, all of these idiots.
they're
Yeah.
saying they're being
I'm so
systematically
disappointed
Well,
hunted
look,
down.
that's a
and-
tricky spot too, because I mean, I have some sympathy. Because if they don't, then they get slammed right along with. I mean,
Right.
Well,
You don't
have
stand
the-
up for
quiet.
it.
Have the balls to
Just
be
be
like
quiet.
have the balls to be like John Voight.
Right,
John
man.
Voight tells it like it is.
God, I
Says
love
let
John
the chips
Voight.
let the chips
So does
fall.
Morgan Freeman.
I don't even know why they're talking
does?
about
Yeah.
that though.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
That's good to hear.
Morgan Freeman has a great. He always plays God in all of his movies, which is very appropriate. He has a
He's
good
great.
rule to live by. Man, he said they did an interview with the same thing, and the idiot reporter saying, there's all this white people beating up black people and black people beating up white people, and everybody's against each other. How do we fix it? He said, well, how about you stop calling me black? I'll stop calling you white, and we'll talk to each other like we should, and we'll hang out, and
Absolutely.
and that'll be the end of it, stupid. And that was the end of the
Right.
conversation.
And see, that's exactly the way I was raised. Evidently, all of us were raised that way. And they can say what they want about the South and make fun of us.
Say
But-
we're the racists.
But when you come and you look at it, look at who is the true
Man, it was the
melting pot.
Democrats that started all that shit.
The Democrats were
With the slave owners back in the day.
They were the Klansmen too. A lot of people need to go get their history right. They got it. They really got it twisted. But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, not to be political, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so to hear more from you, you got hit in the arm. It broke your
My elbow, and like
We
Your
got
fingers
off
are
I-10 there
still-
for a
are
minute.
Still pretty swollen though.
my
huh?
my whole hand's pretty swollen. They have
Why
these
is
things
that?
called chip pads on these sets. It's just part of the healing process. You got to remember, they opened my arm
dear
up from
God.
here to here,
Yeah.
and all the muscles and
Did
nerves.
they finally give you pain medicine? Last time we were talking about, they didn't give you any pain.
Oh yeah,
medicine.
they gave. I can get all the pain medicine I want now, but I don't really.
No, but I
need
mean,
it.
when they were doing it, that's when you need.
Oh, I
it.
didn't
Well,
know.
when you
like,
first got there, yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
have nothing until the next day, right?
No, I got some
They gave
later
me
that
some
night.
ibuprofen,
I didn't even have Tylenol.
Why is that? Did they
some
tell you
Excedrin
why?
migraine.
Well, they have to. In other words, they have to do all their X-rays and all their stuff first.
Yeah, but they can do that while you're unconscious, or at least
No, they don't. They
taking
don't
a
make
vacation.
you. They don't make you unconscious because they want you.
Yeah, but you could be on a 4-hour vacation.
When they
while
they
they're
touch
want
your
you to
hand, they want you to go, ah!
They,
Oh,
want,
do
they
they?
go like, does that hurt? Does this hurt? And they have you move it around. They go, can you move your fingers? Because a lot of the muscles and stuff, all the muscles and stuff, they go, that's good. And one of the things I was thankful for, I don't know what caliber the bullet was or anything like that. I think he had 9. I don't know.
No, it was a 45.
Was it?
That's what I've been told. It was a 45.
Okay. Wow. Then I'm a bigger badass than I thought then, because I thought it was a 9.
Yeah, I was. I heard.
Yeah.
It was a 45.
Okay.
That's what Aiden said. They pulled out of his leg. 45.
Yeah, but he had a 33-round mag, though.
Yeah, if it was a 33,
33.
I
think.
don't know
It was
if
a
it
9.
was though.
That was a
I
9
don't know
millimeter.
if that's true. I don't know if it was a 33-round mag. I think that it was just a big mag, and somebody said it was.
Yeah. but,
Anyway, it doesn't
Well,
matter.
initially they said it wasn't a Glock either, but it
Yeah.
was a Glock.
yeah, 100% Glock. I knew that.
Anyway,
seeing
it doesn't
so.
matter.
But yeah, so going in, like
does it hurt now?
no, some of the stuff I'm doing rehab. Yeah, of course, because you're getting stuff moving.
Yeah.
And muscles are still tight, and with
They're
the,
making you move that shit.
and with the well, they're not. But he's not making me crank on it yet. He said he didn't want to do that until like later, and
So it's coming.
yeah,
That's something to look forward to, Will.
yeah. And the therapists and stuff are pretty cool. My business partner and the therapist that I have, her son was kind of dating my business partner's daughter, and I get in the middle of, I always get in the middle of drama, right? And so that they split up. So that's an interesting conversation, because I have my therapist asking, well, how are they? What do they say? I go like, oh, I go, oh, no, nothing. It's all good. It's just a funny situation.
Are you taking anything right now?
Yeah.
So sounds
Do
like
you
it.
have any on
It
you that I
sounds
could
like
buy?
it. Can you share some of that shit?
Do you have more than 5?
Hey, I'm like Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys. You know what he says?
You been getting a
He
lot of
says-
ass?
He says,
Like Tic Tacs.
yeah. He says, you always get all lovey-dovey and emotional after a gunfight. He goes, hell yeah, I'm glad I survived.
Yeah.
Your wife look at you different? She undress you with her eyes more?
Oh, my wife's.
I asked Aiden the same thing after you get in a
Well-
gunfight and you get hit. And you,
Well, initially, do, but she kind of
was
gets.
she like, hey, Wilfred, how you doing?
She's kind of like,
My big strong man.
yeah,
then
right.
she's kind of like, well, you're only hitting the arm. You could still take the
Oh,
guard.
Oh, that's shitty.
No, not really. Not really. She's not like that. My wife will do anything, but she did make me.
Go cut the grass.
No, we got the gardener to do that, but she did buy.
really?
She did buy a pickup.
Does he clean the pool too? You saw that shit?
That might be you.
That's your neighbor.
You know,
Starting her mower?
Last Friday, my wife goes, you gotta go with me to pick up my truck. I go, really? She goes, yeah, I got a truck. So she was
Holy
looking around
shit.
at some things, and LaFourche, the sheriff's office, was auctioning off some of their stuff and some of their vehicles. It's funny because they're actually buying some vehicles from us in St. John, and so I go, I'm thinking she got this, she got a nice little truck. She's like Ginger. She got this big ass truck.
Monster truck.
Some
Oh,
drug
yeah.
dealer car.
Oh, dude, she this Dodge Ram 2500 crew
That's
cab,
my girl.
long bed,
That's my
4-wheel
girl.
drive.
Yeah.
Got it out of steel.
She did.
Do you think what happened that day was a consequence of the last couple years or year or two?
The day that
Do you think about any of that stuff? I think about that stuff a lot.
I just
I think it
what
could have happened at
think-
any time.
What I
Yeah.
think it was somebody just deciding they were going to have a bad day and they were going to ruin somebody else's day. It's not karma. It's not nothing anybody else did. It's people doing bad stuff. Just like with all the stuff that's going on with us right now. All of that's because people are making bad decisions. You can't do this in school. They've taken God out of school. They've taken this out of everything. Just like Joe Rogan says the same thing. So
Don't say the pledge anymore.
Yeah, that stuff all means something. That's it's okay to burn our flag. No, it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
None of that stuff. All of the stuff. If people would go back and look at history and really look. There's some amazing stuff that African Americans did, Filipinos did right here in Louisiana. Actually, the only reason Louisianians know how to friggin' dry shrimp and seafood and all of that is because the Filipino fishermen that came down in Manila Village. That's where it all started. There's so much history. This has always been a melting pot, but a lot of times none of our kids know any of that because our schools now are not schools. They're not teaching. They're indoctrinating a way of thinking, and that's what they are. And a lot of this comes from people being indoctrinated on how to think. The man's after you. You gotta if you got a job and the boss treats you this way.
Walk the fuck out.
Well, the thing about it is, you went to him or her asking for a job, said you do whatever they tell you to do. So those hours you're at that job, those hours don't belong to you. They belong to your boss. If they want you to clean toilets, put out trash, whatever they want you to do, they're paying you. They're not ripping you off. That's what they're paying you to do.
Yeah, but that work ethic is out the window.
There is no work ethic.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. When you're trying to get 50,
you owe me. That's why if you hired me, I'm doing a job for you. You owe me.
Well, just think about if our hospitals that work that way, because I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't. Anytime anything happens, I'm going to university. That's most awesome hospital.
See it.
That's the most awesome hospital
I see it with kids. You know, with my daughter being 21, I see the same mentality, but with her friends and things like that. That
Well,
you
just
know,
like you said, buy
gonna
us
go,
pizza.
Yeah, I'll go get a job, but if I don't like what I hear, I'm leaving immediately, or I'm not gonna spend my time working for somebody for the rest of my life.
They don't want to prove themselves first. They want to see something, and then they'll.
Well, and they don't want to start at the menial level.
Yeah.
They want to immediately be in the executive
Ferrari,
level.
Yeah, they want to drive the Ferrari and never drive.
Nobody
the
wants to
Volkswagen.
work their way up to that position.
They haven't done some of the stuff we did when we were kids.
Well, that's
cutting grass, working. Well,
and that's why they want. That's why they want $15 an hour too. Is because, okay, I can't live off $15 an hour. Well, guess what? Working at the front desk at McDonald's was never meant to be a career choice.
Here's the thing about that. That's a lesson we should take from other countries. You know, like in the Philippines.
We've said on the podcast that I honestly think people should pay employers to work there occasionally.
Yeah.
Paying a college to go learn something.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I absolutely.
It's okay to pay a college $200,000 to teach you how to do some shit you're not going to learn, but it's not okay for an employer to pay you less than a certain amount for you to get taught how to do something.
Do your job.
The actual job.
And
very strange.
And here's the thing. They don't want to be responsible for that, because now they're trying to get this idiot to relieve all of their college debt. You made the debt. Who's gonna pay it?
You're
gonna pay it. I'm gonna pay
for
it. No, they're trying to get it to where it's free.
Nothing's free. They're
it'll still roll into tax. That's why we're paying. I mean, all of a sudden, $2 trillion more every however often.
Yeah, but go back to what I was saying about the Philippines, like with all the jobs, like in McDonald's and churches and all of those places. If you're not a teenager, you're not getting those jobs. It's not happening. They literally discriminate. If you're like 25, you're not working at Jollibee, you're not working at McDonald's, you're not working at Burger King. It's not happening. It's for college and school age students only. The only ones that'll get those jobs.
And it's not meant for you to work there for 20 years.
Exactly.
It's a stepping stone for you to get experience in actual work, and then you move up. When I was a kid, I worked for the parish. I worked walking from Colonial to the Jackson Barracks throughout the week, picking up trash on the highway.
Yep.
Cut with a cane knife on the frickin' the canals, cutting the grass. We didn't have gas powered shit. We cut it with frickin' cane knives, and we did that in the damn heat.
Yep.
The scalding heat.
And what did they say?
And that's how we made money. There was no, I'm not doing that.
They goes, see, the cool thing about the human body, hard work will never kill you. You'll pass out first. So you don't have to worry about it.
Well, and see, when I was a kid too, is I gave my mom and dad money from my paycheck, to help them. It wasn't, it wasn't like, this is my money and you give me money too.
Thank you.
Exactly. I valued what my mom and dad did for me for all those years.
Well, I know one thing. I appreciate my kid. Like, I can see him on the camera. He's washing my truck or he'll cut my grass. I don't tell him to do this stuff. He just does it.
By meeting Derek, I already know that.
Yeah, it's so funny when we went to Paul's house for a little get together. Paul was like, "You want to go play video games?" She's like, "No." No. He wanted to look in Paul's safe. He wanted to look at his radios. He wanted to
get the combination and see his wallet.
Yeah, that's right.
But a good kid.
So he was really interested
the other
in
day
that.
when he came here. Was that him that came here?
When?
No, that was the older one.
What?
The older step kid?
Oh, that was my stepson, Adam.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my stepson, Adam.
But yeah,
he's not that tall yet.
Yeah, so, and it's just been an eye-opening experience, like I said, because when all of this happened, just to see how people would want to take everything negative, just take it right to the negative, and they rather take it to the negative than find out the truth.
Right.
Well, and we used to be able to disagree. used to be able to say, I don't have the same ideals as you do, you know, and how you look at things.
Yeah, and you can share them, and there's no argument.
And it was like, yeah, well, okay, well, you think the way you want to think. There wasn't like, I fucking hate you because you think that way.
Exactly.
Fuck you, you know?
I want to kill you.
Right.
I want to burn down
You don't
your house.
deserve to have a fucking job. You don't deserve to live in society because you disagree with what I think.
Exactly.
You're fucking
Yeah, there was
crazy.
no hate over it. It was okay to agree to disagree.
Yeah, well, even when we disagreed, I remember growing up, like Devin said, when we had friends, we'd fight, we'd beat up each other.
And shake hands after.
Exactly. I wasn't going. As a matter of fact, in my neighborhood, if a kid ever pulled out a knife or a chain or anything, you were ostracized.
Right.
You were bad news.
You're out of the crew.
Yeah, scarlet
You
letter.
weren't a man because you couldn't use your fist.
You were
Exactly.
a coward.
I think we're heading towards this cliff.
Man, I hope not.
You know, I ride around with either my Scorpion or my PDX in my lap. That's
Yeah.
sad.
You know, and
people like, I hope this is a joke. It ain't no fucking joke.
My Sam 7K, baby, it's got the brace and the 4-piece muzzle brake on.
I think we were going down a mountain at like full speed, and we're heading towards this cliff. And it's almost impossible.
I saw the perfect video of that today. It reminded me of all this. It's this guy riding a mountain bike down a hill, and he's going down this trail, and there's this fucking bear just booking down the center, and this guy is trying to follow the trail, and that fucking thing's catching his ass, and then they go out of view. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
they're catching
all
up.
of it is you know, the news thinks it's exciting. You know, when you're going down this hill fast, and there's lots of, you know, shit to talk about. But at the end of it, it's gonna stop somewhere if it keeps going the way.
Well, because there's no satisfaction. There's no. Okay, I'm good with that.
See,
okay. Now I'm pissed about this. Okay,
because they listen to the wrong thing. Everybody, if you want to. There's a way. If you want to get rich, go get rich. You can do it. There's nobody stopping you.
Gotta work for it though.
Yeah, you could go buy. Dude, go look on YouTube. Dude has a house for sale in California. It's the biggest house on the face of the planet. It's $500 million. You know, it's the coolest thing you'll ever see. It's a house that you can have. It's got a bar in it that can have 900 people.
Jeez.
But the thing about it is, anybody could do that. You should hear this guy's story.
You know, the funny part is, I took a survey in California before people started bailing out.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back to live.
No, nobody is. Everybody's bailing out of California. But they took a survey and they said that
they lost a seat.
The lower,
New York too.
They took a survey of lower income neighborhoods, and they said like 100 to 1, those people despise the intellectually elite much more than the financial elite.
Absolutely.
Because they think that they could be financially elite, which is true, you can.
Yeah.
But they don't believe that they can be intellectually elite, which is an interesting way to decide to hate.
I know, which is because they're believing a lie. That's because they decided to drink the Kool-Aid and believe the lie. You know, that's why I really like the movie The Matrix so much. The last one's not so much, but, you know, you could take the red pill or the blue pill. Take the blue pill, you wake up, you're back in La La Land. Take the red pill, and your eyes are open forever. You can never go back. And see, so many of us, we want the blue pill because we say we want to wake up, but we really don't. We all we want to do is, I find most people want to complain, bitch, moan about everything, but they don't want to do nothing about them because presented with an opportunity to do something about it, most of them won't, because then they don't have nothing to bitch, whine, and complain and moan about anymore.
Yeah.
See, you know, this one's getting along with this one.
Misery loves company.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we have to keep being who we are, and sometimes it's hard. It really is because
man, life sucks.
Because there's so many people.
Train wreck
there's
with
so
just
many
moments
people,
of happiness.
Yeah, so many people I see.
But you got to keep.
Want
You
to
got to
punch
keep
him in the
fighting,
face.
man. You got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I've had so much shit happen to me in my life, and I just kind of hope every day that it just keeps getting better. I have a lot of hope. I give myself a lot of hope. Because if not, I'd be a fucking drug addict somewhere on the side of the street with a homeless sign.
Hell is a very real spot, man. Go down one of those tent cities in California.
Oh, been there, dude. Dude, I almost had to. When I was running work there, I almost had to run over one of those dudes. Yeah. Almost had to run over one of those dudes, and my buddy did run over one of them. God. Because they would, they stole my company truck. I could tell you some stories about working. I never lived in L.A. I always lived in Orange County. But
I mean, there's spots in almost every major city. People think of, the hell is the, metaphysical place where you go when you're bad and you die, but that's a real spot. You can go into any major city and go into one of those tent cities or people that are, shooting up heroin and crack all day long.
Crapping right on the sidewalk.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I hope that isn't I hope that's not where we all end up in 20 years because this shit show heads towards that cliff.
Because I think if we keep even as a small group as we are, maybe we can get enough ears to where people would stop, pause, and just listen and think.
I also don't think it's that.
They don't want to think. It's too easy for them not to think.
Yeah, that's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
it's as bad as it is too in the way that the media portrays it.
It's
to be.
not.
Like
it
was like
bad.
4:00 in the morning. I went to get those. It was number 114 in the vending machine.
Oh, that's when he decided to text us at 4.
That was actually.
We're getting 4:00.
I was going to get dinner from the vending machine, and a black dude came up and he had a big wrap around his knee. It was all big, and it was like $1.60 in the vending machine. A weird, whoever set
weird
the vending
price.
machine, just psychos. Make it either $1 or $1.50 or $2.
Yeah.
$1.60. But anyway, I had a bunch of change in my pocket, so I got Famous Amos cookies. He put his dollar in. It said $1.60. And I heard him say, oh fuck, I got it. Got $1. Got his dollar back. I said, well, here's 60 cents. He said, oh man, thanks. I said, no problem, and that was it. And it seems like there's hope. If you don't listen to the goddamn news, man, where everybody fucking hates everybody.
I tell everybody.
News would have been if you'd have turned around and hummed the fucking cookies at you after you bought them.
The news is not.
Give me your fucking 60 cents. And I would have said, eat shit, bitch. And I would have hit him with a fork.
Yep. The news is not your friend. The media, unfortunately.
Give me your fucking 60 cents. I said, suck a bag of dicks, bitch. And I hit him with a big chair. And we just killed each other in the hospital. But no, we both, said, hey,
like, what's
nice,
his name in the chicken from
enjoy your fun cookies.
Family Guy. What's his name?
Nice conversation.
You never saw the fight with Family Guy when he gets in a traffic
Never
accident?
watched Family Guy.
Oh, dude, you got to watch
me
it.
Neither.
Never watched.
Were you looking for a name?
Either.
Billy Stewie Ramey.
No, that's Stewie's the little guy. Oh, you should see what Stewie when he does the dog when he owes him money. Goes, you got my money? Cuts his. Oh man, it's that
the dog.
Yeah, that's Brian. The dog is Brian.
Oh my god.
Oh, I think he's the smart one in that show.
But yeah, Stewie is a little bully because he.
We're gonna save this other one for. This is the other email, huh? Does it have with banging old people?
No, not.
What? He's not old.
Oh, I'm
what?
God.
Dude, we don't.
I'm almost 40
To a
myself.
17-year-old it is.
Yeah, right. Man, I hope that guy emails
we
us
can teach y'all
back.
something, baboos.
Man, I hope that guy emails us back.
Back in the 1700s, it was old.
God, send us some pictures. I won't post it. Send me some pictures, whoever sent us that. I want to see this chick.
Oh, yeah, he needs to send us.
God, if it's my wife, I'm going to
tell him we need some photos.
Oh, my God, it's Chels.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
Sunbathing outside.
Send me some pictures. I want more information.
We
that
want
was
to make
a good
sure it's
one.
not Chelsea.
Yeah.
All right, Will, you got the last word. We got to get. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes already.
I love this stuff, man.
This fucking room is.
You say that every goddamn podcast.
I know. I don't
If
understand.
we didn't have that clock, we would.
That's why I put that
It'd be
fucker
like
up.
1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning.
last word
If our
is
producer would edit the fucking things instead of
know.
just putting 2 hours with it. Oh, sorry, Paul.
okay. Last word. Orm's doing fine. It's gonna be fine. It's just
Good, brother.
taking.
It's good to see you again, too, man.
Yeah, it's taking more time. Good to be seen. Taking more time than I'd like because I'm not a patient person. But I guess this is one of my things that's teaching me some patience.
I was gonna say God has a way of teaching you things you need to learn.
What's your
Patience.
time frame?
Well, I know I'm supposed to be out of the brace.
It looks like it's getting smaller.
It
It
does.
is getting smaller.
Okay,
It
good.
does
And
look
like I
better
said,
than last
remember I
time.
got these 2 chip pads in here, and I'm doing a little bit more with it. But we got to stop watching the news and actually start listening to what people say.
Doing a little more with it.
Oh my God, Frank.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Damn
man.
it, King.
Learn to
Stop
be
it.
instead of finding ways to tear down your brother. We got to go back to where we are our brother's keepers because nobody's got our backs but us.
That's true.
The government doesn't have your back. All the things they're trying to do, they don't realize they're doing it for manipulation, power, and to indoctrinate you. They're not doing it for your freedom. They don't want you to be all you can be. They say they do, but they don't.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm so close with everyone here too, because I feel 1,000% everyone here, we have each other's back. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? And
Fancy Al Qaeda.
that's special
No
because
goats.
it doesn't exist anymore.
That's true. And it's always fun being here.
Wish was another good one. Thanks for coming back, man. And
Yeah.
whoever sent us that Facebook message, hopefully I kept my mouth shut a little bit more. And
if they need any more, tell them.
But if you think we're gonna do that all the time, you're out of your goddamn mind. We're here to talk about ghosts and aliens and banging whores.
Yeah, I know. We got to have our episode about the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, the
we
pink
do
moon.
all
We,
those.
No,
the pink
no,
moon we had
no.
last
Pull-
night that
I
wasn't
don't-
pink.
I don't want to get into it because if we do, we're going to get a whole other fucking hour out of this shit. We'll save it for another day.
All right.
Also, if you know any mediums, prostitutes, there was another one. Oh, a mortician.
Oh,
I want to
morticians,
talk to.
man.
I know a stunt woman I could probably get to come
send
in.
us the number 2 shots in podcast. Chuck, thank you for
AKA
writing that
Chuck.
down. The number 2 shots in podcast @gmail.com. Please send us your question, comments, even if they have nothing to do with the show and you want to know if you can bang your neighbor. Well, I'm glad you're doing better, brother. It's
Yeah.
always good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Always good to be seen and good to be here with my family.
That's right.
Please keep
Love you,
watching,
bro.
share, subscribe, like, and we'll keep doing them. I'm Devin Burgess.
Ginger Janae.
Frank King.
Will Davis.
Produced by Paul Hambryce. I know you
That's
don't have your
right.
finger on that. Oh, you do?
No,
He finally was able to talk right away. Look at that.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Later.